Ready?
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay, this meeting is called to order. This meeting is held as a virtual meeting given that the Illinois governor has declared the coronavirus pandemic a disaster. I have determined that an in-person meeting is not practical or prudent because of the disaster. I have also determined it is not feasible due to the disaster and the disaster declaration to have a library trustee, the library director, or the library's attorney present at the library. Okay, I'm going to want everybody to verify that they can hear. George?
Yes.
Bonnie?
I can hear you.
Anne?
Yes, I can hear you.
Andrea?
I can hear.
Jennifer?
I can hear you.
Is Catherine here? Okay, and I can hear too. All right, pledge.
Wait, we have Catherine connecting. Give her a moment.
Oh, there she is. Catherine, are you there?
I am. Hi,
Okay,
guys. Sorry.
that's okay. Just want to verify that you can hear. We're ready to do the pledge.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the
To the
flag
flag
of the
of the
United
United
States
States
United
of
States of
America,
America,
To the
and to the
Republic.
Republic for
which
which
it
it
stands, one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty and
with liberty and
justice
justice
for
for
all.
all.
The Warren Newport Public Library District provides the community with access to information, kindles the imagination of children and adults, and supports lifelong learning. Would anyone like to speak in public comment? Okay, any written correspondence?
No.
Okay. All right, we're on to the consent, right? All right, who would like to make a motion? Oh, anyone want to take anything off? Okay, who would like to make a motion to approve as presented?
So moved, Andrea.
Thank you.
I'll second that. Any discussion? Oh, that was me, Gina, seconding, sorry.
Thank you.
Any discussion? Okay, then roll call.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Dunn,
Aye.
Linsdale,
Aye.
Cheng,
Aye.
Farr Capizzi,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Okay, President's report. Questions, comments, concerns? Anything else? I'm sorry,
Hours spent there, Joe.
pardon me?
Had a lot of hours spent there, Joe.
Oh, is it because of the extranet, I think, right?
But still, yeah.
I counted, there were 14. That's 2 days' work.
We're almost to the end, almost. Other trustees have a report. Okay, Ryan, we're on to yours.
Yeah, so a few things I want to mention that aren't necessarily in the monthly report. First of all, as a reminder, the consolidated elections are coming up, so the dates are on the agenda at the end in terms of when we expect candidates to file papers. That's December 12th through I think through Monday through Friday the 12th, and then I think it goes to that next Monday. And the one thing I don't know is that how we're going to do this, because typically the library is open, people come back into admin and file, and we review their packets and we indicate if they're missing something. I'm not sure how we're going to do it this time. I'm sure we'll get guidance hopefully from the clerk's office or the governor's office, but we'll figure it out. Maybe it'll be by appointment. I don't know, but that still will be part of the process. The elections will go on, obviously. So we have some new hires I want to announce. One of them starts next week. We have a new security supervisor. His name is Felix Rosales, and he's going to be a great addition to the team. As you all will recall, Eddie Criston is transitioning to a role as a librarian and a staff trainer for staff. So I'm very excited about Felix. He brings a great experience. He's bilingual, which is going to be great for the population that we serve. So we're really excited about having him join the team. And I'm happy to announce that we have a new head of IT, and that's going to be David Corona, who the board will recall, who was our system admin. He's gonna start part-time and transition to full-time. I think that'll work out okay. So I'm excited to have that role filled, because me trying to serve as head of IT, that's a dangerous thing. So he's going to do a great job, and David has the skills and experience, and I think he's going to be a great addition to, great return to the library and a great addition to the management team. So I'm excited about that.
Cool. Can I put something related on your to-do list then?
Okay, sure.
Well, since I've been working on the extranet with Amy, one of the documents on there is that thing with all the pictures and of the management team. And that will need to be updated for the extranet now
Correct. Yeah.
with those changes you just mentioned.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Of course. And then I just wanted to give an update on the EDI committee, and there'll be more in the future, but I'm really impressed with the work that this committee has done. And Jan is on the call, Jan Marsh, and she's chairing the committee, doing a phenomenal job, and it's a great committee. So we've already implemented some changes. I think I've talked about with the hiring process with a security supervisor position. Not that this is a huge change, but it's a step in the right direction. We were able to recruit using some diversity job boards targeting candidates, people of color. So I'm excited about that. We're doing a collection audit, looking at our collection through this EDI lens, and staff are getting trained on that. And we're also doing a programming audit, going back and looking at programs and kind of assessing if the program we're doing is matching the needs of our diverse community. So that's just everything in a nutshell. But I think as we work more, as the committee gets together and identifies some areas where we need to address, I'll have more things to bring to the board, including possibly some policy changes that we'll need to make. But I just wanted to give you a quick update to let you know that we're meeting monthly, and I think we're doing a tremendous amount of work, all things considered. So I'm excited about those efforts as well. So those are the things I wanted to mention that aren't on the report, that don't have to do with library operations, which is next. Any questions about the report in general? I know there were some comments before the meeting. Yes, those incidents with patrons, it is not just one patron, it's different patrons. So yes, it has been a challenge in terms of enforcing safety protocols, mask wearing, and social distancing, but staff, they're doing a great job with that, especially the security team. So it's frustrating, but we're getting through.
Question along those same lines, when it says patrons are refused entry without mask, so they refuse to wear a mask and then aren't allowed in. Is that what that means?
That's correct. And we obviously we approach it from not an adversarial type of view. We offer accommodations. So if someone, for example, there are people that can't wear masks, so we will offer to serve them, bring materials to their vehicle, whatnot. So yeah, it's just to be clear, it's not, you don't have a mask on, you can't come in here. If we ascertain that this is someone that can't wear a mask, we'll obviously serve them in other ways. But yeah, that's generally the way it works. We're not letting people in without masks, obviously. So
I'll make the one positive comment related to the entire COVID thing. I'm happy to see so many staff members got to enjoy those Max sessions from Adobe. That was a free online conference this year that usually costs thousands of dollars to attend, and it's really cool that so many people took advantage of it.
Yeah, it is, and apparently it was a fabulous conference. So those staff members that attended thought it was just excellent. So thank you, Adobe.
Okay, anything else then on the Ryan's report? Okay, we're on for operations update.
Yeah, so a lot has happened even since my last email. I feel like I've sent out several library operations updates recently. So as the board will, we had a staff member that had exposure to someone that tested positive for COVID, and following the contact tracing, we had several members of our staff that needed to self-quarantine. So that left us with a sudden staff shortage, which really forced our hand in terms of closing the library. So So we did that, and we reopened today at noon. And basically the mode we're in is the mode we were in before, essentially contactless holds pickup, virtual services, that type of thing. And of course, Governor Pritzker announced this afternoon that Illinois is moving into tier 3 mitigation. Our current outline that I shared with the board, I think after the board meeting, so not quite 2 weeks ago, indicates that if we move into tier 3, the thinking was we would move to shut down the library. However, looking at the tier 3 mitigation, the revised version that was put out today, I don't think that that's necessary. So I would essentially advocate, and I made some edits to that outline, and I can share it with the board if you want to see it. I would essentially advocate we treat tier 3 as we were going to treat tier 2, which is the contactless holds pickup, that mode of service. And that seems to be what other libraries have indicated they're going to do. I talked to my colleagues at Grays Lake and Lake Villa late this afternoon, and they indicated to me that they were going to continue with either the curbside or contactless holds pickup models that they're using. So that's what I would suggest that we do. I'm obviously all ears if the board feels otherwise, but that's my thought process right now. I reached out to Noreen, and we talked about that this afternoon as well. And I think that's the way to handle it. I think we can handle that level of service, where we don't let the patrons of the building. I think we can do that safely, keep staff working, and offer as much service as we can as safely as possible. So love to hear your thoughts.
I think that's wise. I think it's going to get worse even than we are right now. And, I'm knowing more and more people who have COVID. So and it is really bad. So I applaud your efforts, and I think this may last longer, but we do have good news. We've got 2 vaccines. So the beginning of the end is coming, but unfortunately I do believe it'll get worse before it gets better.
That's soon enough. That's right.
Anyone else? Okay, per capita grant.
Yeah, just a update. I believe we said that we were going to start to look at this at the start to do the chapters at the committee of the whole starting next month. But Gina quickly after the last committee of the whole meeting sent out the standards book with all the chapters. So you all should have that. I basically just want to verify that everyone has a digital copy of that.
Yes.
And if you didn't receive it, let me.
Anybody not get it? Okay.
So you can start to review those chapters now. We'll do them in, I think we agreed 3 or 4 chapters at a time, but in the meantime, if you want to get an early start, you're welcome to start to review those chapters.
I think we said, was it 4, 4, 5, or I can't remember. I think
because it's an odd number because I think it's 13 chapters. So I think maybe we did say 4, 4, 5.
Okay, so the first 4 for the committee of the whole.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only about 12 pages, so
Right.
I don't think it's that difficult.
I just want to make sure I understand what we're talking about and when you sent them, because do you know
I'll
when
look.
you sent them?
I'll look.
I have the email up. It was Monday, November 2nd at 7:56 p.m.
Okay. I'll
And-
see if I can, because I truthfully, I don't remember if I got it, so I got some stuff today, so.
We can resend it, Anne. No problem.
Can you?
Yeah, sure.
And I just sent it to you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Andrea.
Okay. Anything else on that? All right, so we're on to the ordinance.
Yeah, so there are 2 ordinances. One that wasn't initially planned, which is ordinance 2020/2021-5, correcting Scrivener's error in budget and appropriation ordinance. So when I put together the estimate to determine funds needed, we've always known essentially what the intention was for the levy. I realized that the appropriation for the corporate fund didn't match what we were going to levy, and that's important because you can only levy what you appropriate. So I contacted Roger, and Roger indicated to me the way to fix this was for the board to adopt this ordinance this evening. So basically that's adjusting the appropriation. It does not change the budget whatsoever, and it doesn't change the intended levy. The plan for the levy is to levy essentially a 4.9% increase over last year's levy, and that will essentially allow us to capture all the new growth in the district and any increases. You might recall with the levy, we're capped due to PTEL, so it's not as if we're limited. We are limited in that. So that's what this ordinance accomplishes. Are there any questions? I know it's a little bit confusing because this isn't something we've done in the past. This is not unlike this is a little bit different, but in the past, the board has changed the appropriation for expenditures that we spent more than we appropriated. So this isn't a completely uncommon thing, but it is a little bit different than what we typically do here. So, any questions about this? Does this make sense, or is this confusing?
Yes to both. Anybody? Okay, who would like to make the motion?
I move that the board approve ordinance 2020-2021-5, correcting Scrivener's error in budget and appropriation ordinance as presented.
I'll second that. This is to Joe, Gina.
Okay, thank you.
Discussion? Okay, let's have a roll call.
Katsinis,
Aye.
Chang,
Aye.
Farr, Capizzi,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Beckwith,
Aye.
ayes have it.
Okay, next, the levy ordinance.
Yeah, so this is annual levy ordinance. This is, arguably the most important ordinance you pass. This is basically what gives the library tax dollars to operate. Are there, in the memo that I sent out, I explained what this was. You recall the levy ordinance, or basically the money we receive from this levy is about 93% of our operating budget, which, sometimes is a good thing, sometimes is a bad thing in terms of that percentage of our revenue comes from this one source. But yeah, but are there any questions about this? This essentially matches what you've seen throughout this process of passing these ordinances in terms of, levying enough funds to, fund the budget that the board has already passed.
No
Like to
question?
make a motion?
Yeah, go ahead.
I move that the board approve ordinance 2020/2021-6, tax levy ordinance for fiscal year 20-2021 as presented.
I'll second it. It's Bonnie.
Thank you.
Discussion?
I think this is this is your first ordinance, right? Your first levy.
I don't think so.
We do it once.
Started it in August, so I think
Second.
yes. I'm a veteran.
Okay, no one has any discussion? All right, so we're ready for the roll call.
Sutton,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Farr, Capizzi,
Aye.
Katsinis,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Chang,
Aye.
Beckwith,
Aye.
ayes have it.
Okay, year-end bonuses for staff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with this is something that the board traditionally does. You've already passed a budget that includes a $50 year-end bonus for staff. So this is already built into the budget. So this is a way for the board to formally recognize our amazing staff. And I have to say, if there's ever been a time to do it, 2020 is the year, because people have been working their tails off. And a lot of the rewards we typically get, I'll admit, working at the library, it's great. It's a dream. The library is the best place to work in the world. But staff are not receiving some of those tangible benefits of that in terms of the feedback from the public, and obviously as you've seen in the executive director's report, you know, with patrons coming in and giving staff a hard time about wearing masks and social distancing, it's been a really rough year for the staff. So I just, yeah, and I know the board realizes that, and you're very complimentary of staff. So this is a chance for the board to once again recognize the great work that the staff does for WNPL.
I would just like to add that it's a token. It's truly not reflective of the value of the great job they do. And I believe it's $50 a person, and they get the whole $50. They don't,
Good.
we pay the tax. They don't get it after tax.
Thanks for saying that, Andrea. That's awesome.
All right, who would like to make this motion?
I will. I move that the board celebrate WNPL's wonderful library staff for their service to our community, and that we acknowledge their excellent work with a staff bonus included in the current budget prior to December 31st, 2020.
I'll second
I'll
that.
second.
Oh, I think I was first.
Okay.
It's Joe, Gina.
Okay.
Any discussion? Okay, just the roll call.
Chang,
Aye.
Farr, Capizzi,
Happily, aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
All right, transfer of funds.
So when we reissued our bonds in 2019, it's already been a year, a little over a year. A lot's happened since then. The bond fund was established to pay, you know, our debt service, and it is coming time to make a payment. So in order to accomplish that, we need to transfer money from corporate fund to the bond fund. It's just that simple. So, you know, the board making this motion, approving it, will allow us to transfer money to pay debt service.
Okay.
This fund was required with all the bond documents we signed. So it's just taking it out of one pocket, putting it in the other.
Okay. Any other questions? Would like to make the motion?
I move that the board approve a transfer of $538,375 from the corporate fund to the bond fund.
I'll second that. It's Joe, Gina. Discussion? Okay, roll call.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Chang,
Aye.
Farr, Capizzi,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Okay, treasurer's report.
Yeah, this is something that's prepared. I believe Letterbach and Amon prepares this for us, our accountants, and this is something that we file annually. So one thing I should have followed up with Andrea before the meeting to make sure that she had a chance to look at it and checked out okay.
Did
So
Doug check it to the to the auditor's report and everything? Has Doug looked this over in detail?
Yes. So yeah, this is once again, this is something that we file on an annual basis. Any questions?
Questions? All right, I move that the board accept the treasurer's report of annual receipts and disbursements for filing.
I'll second it. This is Ann.
Discussion? Okay, a roll call then, please, Gina.
Arnold,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Chang,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Farr Capizzi,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
All right, items for next meeting.
One very quick note, the very last line, is there a duplicate on the second page? No, on page 2 of 10. Ryan, you're listed twice.
What, George, are you referring to the treasurer's report of receipts and
Yeah.
disbursements? Let me take a look.
Looks like you're listed twice and one of the names is cut off. It just looks like a copy paste error.
Bear with me 1 second.
George, I'm amazed.
I just spotted it now, sorry.
Like I can't even find it.
You're listed on both the second to the last and the last line under the corporate fund continued box.
And you said it's which page?
2 of 10.
Oh yeah, it does
George,
appear.
I believe it's because they do a grouping based on a range. And so if you fall within that range, then they list out your name.
Agreed, but it looks like there was a duplication of one of the ranges.
It does appear odd. Yeah, I see that there's it looks like it looks like somehow that got pasted
correct.
there. Yeah, it looks like after Noreen, something got pasted that should have been. Yeah, I see it. We'll fix that. Good catch.
It's not material to the report, so it just looks like a copy error.
Right.
So is the motion that we voted on good enough then, or do we have to do it with a correction?
I just to be on the safe side, I probably we should just do it again, just to cover bases.
Okay. Can't remember. Did I make the motion?
How do we rescind the previous motion? It's already been made.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Move to amend that item.
To remove the
Okay.
page, the second page.
No, just to edit that second page, because there clearly there was like my name was copied in where it shouldn't have been, because it's correct at the end, but it's a weird error to fix. So I need to cut out where I am copied into where I shouldn't have been, essentially.
I move that we authorize Ryan to correct the text in the box on the second page of the report to properly reflect the values.
I'll second that. This is Anne.
Discussion? Okay, let's have a roll call then.
Okay. Kotsinis,
Aye.
Arnold.
Aye.
Did you say yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Linsdale,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Cheng,
Aye.
Farr Capizzi,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
All right. I move that the board enter into executive session 5 ILCS 120/2C1 to review the performance of the executive director. This is Gina.
Okay.
This is Anne. I'll second it.
And
Any
okay.
discussion? Okay, let's have a roll call.
Linsdale,
Aye.
Cheng,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Farr Capizzi,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
So 7:30.
7:30.
So George, I'm gonna make you the host again, and you can kick us out. And then when you let us back in and make me the host, will you make me the host again so I can start to record the meeting again?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so bear with me 1
Hit the
second.
stop recording first.
Yeah, I did.
It still shows
Well,
recording.
it's paused, but I'll stop it. We can always splice the video together, I guess, or post 2 videos for the board meeting. All right, I'll stop it.
Okay, we are back in session at 8:10. And we are up to public forum. Anyone want to speak in public forum? All right, anybody have any announcements besides what's on the agenda? All right, who would like to move to adjourn?
Oh, I do want to say one thing. I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, a happy and healthy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
You
and
too.
Andrea.
Thanks everyone, and you too.
I move we
I like the
adjourn.
comments.
I'll second that. We have to have a roll call, Gina.
Sutton,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Farr Capizzi,
Aye.
Cheng,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Linzau,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
All right,